10 Worst States for Teachers. Teaching is a challenging yet rewarding profession, and the experience of being a teacher can vary greatly depending on the district and state where you work. Unfortunately, the working conditions and salaries in some states are far less favorable for teachers compared to others. In this video, we're giving you a look on the 10 states that are considered the worst for teachers based on metrics used by the financial website WalletHub and other leading researchers and analysts. 50 states and the District of Columbia were compared across two areas: opportunity and competition, and academics and work environment. And within those 24 metrics were used to calculate the state's overall rank and score in order. The metrics used included statistics such as the quality of the school system, the percentage of teachers who felt supported by their administrator, salary competitiveness, teachers' pensions, income growth, the school system's quality, and the number of students per teacher, along with the rate of turnover, pensions, and others. Using a 100-point scale with a score of 100 representing the most favorable condition, the 10 states in this video are those that recorded the lowest numbers in the nation. But before we begin, we would like to make two important points. First, because we are aware that salaries are the first thing that most people look at when it comes to a job, we will be listing the starting and top salaries for each state according to the latest data from the National Education Association's Research Department. But please be aware that the state's salary does not tell the entire story, as the cost of living is higher in some states than others. And second, we know that some of you may not agree with this study in this list, as everyone's experiences are not the same. However, the goal of this video is to bring attention to the struggles that teachers in these states face nationwide, as the entire profession of teaching in the United States is one of the most undervalued and underpaid. Now, let's take a look. On the number 10 spot is Nevada, with an overall score of 39.92. Starting pay and top pay with a bachelor's degree is $41,277 and $54,477. Smaller classroom sizes have been shown to benefit both students and teachers by allowing educators to focus on more individual talents, spend less time dealing with interruptions, and experience less job stress. But with a ratio of 20 students per teacher, Nevada has the second worst student-to-teacher ratio when compared to other states. It ranked 46 in terms of academic and work environment, while in terms of opportunity and competition, it ranked 18. The teaching quality policies of the state also received an overall C- grade from the National Council on Teacher Quality, as some of these weaknesses identified include a lack of support for leadership opportunity and no additional compensation for more experienced teachers. Number 9 is Montana, with an overall score of 39.56. Starting pay and top pay with a bachelor's degree is $32,495 and $44,333. When it comes to all 50 states and the District of Columbia, Montana ranked 46 in terms of opportunity and competition and 32nd in terms of academic and work environment. And only 35% of new teachers in the state are expected to qualify for the retirement benefits. Besides this, Montana's teaching quality policies received an F grade from the National Council on Teacher Quality. And when it comes to retaining effective employees, none of the measures for retaining those employees were found to have been implemented. Number 8 is Maine, with an overall score of 39.47. Starting pay and top pay with a bachelor's degree is $37,580 and $62,637. With an overall score of 39.42 out of a possible 100, Maine just landed one spot in the area of opportunity and competition, and one of the primary reasons for this is Maine's high cost of living compared to its teachers' salaries. Another factor contributing to the state's low ranking was its failure to provide an adequate retirement system for its teachers. Only 14% of new Maine teachers are expected to stay long enough to qualify for the pension benefits, which require a 5-year vesting period in Maine. Number 7 is Louisiana, with an overall score of 39.02, with a starting pay and top pay with a bachelor's degree being $42,185 and $54,821. Based on the key metrics, Louisiana ranked 47th in opportunity and competition and 29th for academic and work environment. In terms of pupil-to-teacher ratio, the state ranked 48th, and it appears more and more students are being added to the teachers' classrooms, making it more difficult to give each student the attention they require. And it was found that the lack of pay for a livable wage, safety concerns, the loss of provisions that protected the jobs and retirement benefits of veteran educators, and the state's neglecting of adequate funding for public education are the primary reasons why Louisiana ranked 49th in terms of quality of education. Number 6 is Missouri, with an overall score of 37.59. Starting pay and top pay with a bachelor's degree is $33,234 and $42,322. Based on the key metrics, Missouri ranked 44 in terms of opportunity and competition, and in terms of academics and work environment, it ranked 41st. Low pay, overcrowded classrooms, and little support for teachers contributed to the low performance of this state. The average annual salary of Missouri teachers has it ranked the 47th spot in the nation, and when it comes to the teacher-to-student ratio, Missouri has a ratio of 14:1. Unfortunately, this is only one of the few bright areas for the state in the study, as the national average is 15-1. Number 5 is New Mexico with an overall score of 37.41. Starting pay and top pay with a bachelor's degree is $41,737 and $56,114. In terms of opportunity and competition, New Mexico ranked 28th based on key metric, but in the area of academic and work environment, it came in dead last at the 51st amongst. The study found that the state's rural makeup and increasingly high poverty rate has played a major factor in the school system's issues. In a study done by the New Mexico Center on Law and Poverty, it was stated that our public schools simply don't have the basic resources they need, like updated material and transportation to and from school, much less literacy or access to bilingual education. Number 4 is Arizona with an overall score of 36.17. Starting pay and top pay with a bachelor's degree is $40,554 and $52,130. In the area of opportunity and competition, Arizona came in at number 42, and in the area of academic and work environment, it landed at the number 47 spot. To fill the nearly 2,000 unfilled teaching positions in the state in an effort to turn around its national ranking as the 4th worst state for teachers, Arizona signed into a new law, which is SB 1159, which allows those without degrees in the profession to begin teaching in the state as long as they are enrolled in an accredited post-secondary bachelor's program.
This legislation will allow a candidate who does not currently hold a bachelor's degree to begin a teaching training program if the candidate meets certain requirements.
A step that lawmakers have said will boost teacher employment, but some teachers have called a disservice to those new employees because they're being thrown into a job with no experience, and also a slap in the face for those who have received degrees in the profession. Number 3 is the District of Columbia with an overall score of 35.94. With a starting pay and top pay with a bachelor's degree of $56,313 and $89,294. The District of Columbia has had a difficult reputation with teachers for many years and consistently lands amongst the worst in most academic categories. The District of Columbia earns several dubious honors, including having the highest projected teacher turnover. In the area of opportunity and competition, it came in at number 49. In academic and work environment, it ranked number 42. In short, the District of Columbia has been found to have poor growth opportunities and one of the most difficult work environments. And those salaries here are way above the national average. The District of Columbia is routinely ranked as one of the most expensive places in the nation to live. Number 2 is New Hampshire, with an overall score of 34.39. With a starting pay and top pay with a bachelor's degree of $39,737 and $59,880. With pay that is already below the national average, New Hampshire also ranks the 15th most expensive state to live in. Its rating on this list is further reduced by the fact that only 31% of new teachers are projected to work long enough to be eligible for the retirement benefits. And although New Hampshire took the 9th spot in terms of academic and work environment, it also ranked dead last in terms of opportunity and competition. And the number 1 spot for this list is Hawaii with an overall score of 33.36. With a starting pay and top pay with a bachelor's degree of $50,123 and $71,403. In the area of opportunity and competition, Hawaii came in at only 2 spots from the bottom at number 49, and in the area of academic and work environments, it ranked number 44. Ranked as a state with the highest cost of living in the country, and with the high numbers attached to the salaries of teachers in Hawaii, there is no way to reflect their low purchasing power. To put this into perspective, when accounting for the high cost of living, pay for teachers in Hawaii ranks the 4th lowest in the nation. And for the past 3 years, enrollment in Hawaii schools was declined by 6%, with as many as 3,000 students withdrawing from the 295 public schools. The reason? Their parents moving to the mainland in search of a lower cost of living. With the bulk of school funding in the state assigned to a per-pupil basis, many already underfunded programs and assistance for the already overworked and grossly underpaid teachers in the state will only get worse. Unfortunately, this not only applies to the states on this list, but the lack of respect for the profession of public school teachers as a whole in the United States. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.